Hello YouTube, today we're going to be showing you how to make a HDR image using a camera that doesn't have it built in. Now many cameras don't, more and more today are getting it built in, but I can show you exactly how to do the exact same effect, actually better than the normal effect, using a camera and Photoshop. So here I have a Nikon D60 with a 35 to 80mm lens. So let's begin. First thing you're going to want to have it in is full manual mode. Full manual will allow you to not have any settings that are going to change and full access to all of the settings that you're going to need, because you need access to your shutter control as well as possibly the ISO depending on what you're going to be using. Today I'm going to be using the shutter to control the dynamic range. So HDR stands for high dynamic range, which means you get a lot of things such as this camera, as well as detail and proper lighting in the actual camera, as well as the sky. As you can tell, this camera has a low dynamic range where you can only really see the camera and you don't really see the sky that well. So using HDR means that you can get it all in good lighting. So first thing you're going to really need, other than a camera that allows you to have fully manual control, such as a DSLR, is a fairly stable tripod. Now this tripod is fairly stable. It's always good to also use weight if you have any. If I really want to, I could always take something like this. It doesn't have to be anything special. You can use something like this and just throw it on there like that. And that would actually make the tripod a lot more sturdy. So to begin with, we're going to start from a very dark image, which will have the sky in focus, or not focus, but have the sky properly lighted, to a very bright image, which will have the deck and the yard very properly lighted. So let's begin. So like I said, today I'm going to be doing the shutter speed. So we're going to go to a high shutter, such as 400, in which you can see the sky is kind of... We're actually going to change a few other settings first. We're going to go to ISO, in this case. We're going to do ISO 200, in which we have the sky pretty much in perfect lighting. And then we're going to go on to we're going to keep the ISO there, and then we're going to use a shutter speed, and we're going to probably go to about 1/100th of a second, I believe. So just do a couple of notches. So if you don't know what I mean by a couple notches, this line here represents the shutter speed. So every time it goes back, that means that I'm going slightly slower. So as you can tell, slowly the tree in the yard will be going in focus as I do this. Actually just the tree and the fence in this case. So you can go as far as you really want to. I'm probably going to stay about here. 1/100th of a second really was enough. As you can tell right now, everything is pretty much overexposed, which is good. So if we look at the image now, you can notice that it will be progressively going from lighter to darker. And because I use a sturdy tripod with a weight, the tripod didn't really move that much when I did the photo, so it should be perfect. Now let's show you how to make all those images one image where it was good lighting altogether and the entire image in Photoshop. Alright, so after taking your images, you're going to want to go into Photoshop. This will work for CS6 and CS5. You're going to go to File, you're going to go to Automate, and then you're going to go to Merge to HDR Pro. Then you're going to click Browse, and then you're going to go to your images. In this case, mine are right here. Then you're going to select one image, then press Ctrl A, which will select all of your images. Then you're going to click OK. And then you're going to click OK once again. Now this part may take a while depending on your images. In this case, because mine was an extreme case where I used quite a few images, this is going to take a while for me. So I'm just going to pause the video and come back when it's done. Okay, so I am done. Now, this image is not a perfect example of HDR because the day was not very good for the HDR, with the clouds being very gray with very little detail. And also I did my yard with a fairly telescopic lens. But if we go to the actual images here, and we look at both the first image and the last image, you'll notice that it really got both of both of those worlds and got basically most of it in very good lighting. Now, you have quite a few different settings here to play around with. Now, you can change a few things. Of course, you can change your exposure. These are basically just Photoshop settings that we're all used to. Other than that, you can do things like City Twilight, which can you have quite a few different settings here to play around with. So this is really just regular Photoshop stuff in this part. Whenever you're done playing with it and you like the setting you got, that's a pretty interesting setting right there. I'm just going to click OK because I'm not really going to use this image for anything. It's just going to create the file and send you to the normal Photoshop screen that you're very used to. So just let it load that. And there we go. So, and in here, just let it finish this. Okay, so when you're done that, you can do all of your regular Photoshop settings. And my mouse is a little creepy out there. Ooh. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But anyway, I am done, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, please press the like button. It helps me a lot. And if you have any questions about doing HDR, please ask away. I would definitely like to help you. And as always, have a great day.